My name is Carson Seelman, and this is On Air with Heritage Action, a podcast built for conservatives. Twice a week, we break down some of the most important issues facing our country and talk about how you can get involved today in the fight for conservative values. Arizona just scored a major victory on school choice again. This week, school choice opponents and woke teachers unions failed to overturn Arizona's school choice policy and empowerment scholarship accounts. This was a major effort by school choice opponents, aka woke teachers unions and the so-called progressives, to try and delay the implementation of Arizona's new school choice law. This law has been a historic part of our fight for student success, parental rights, and universal school choice. The law created an empowerment scholarship account, also known as an ESA program, which will allow every family in the state to receive over $6,500 per year for each of their children to use at the education institution of their choice. Why is this important? ESAs give families of all income levels and demographic backgrounds a publicly funded education account that they can use on anything related to education. This means that students have access to a variety of educational options. And it also means that parents have the power to choose which option, public, charter, or private, fits their children best without having to worry about whether they'll be able to afford it. There are currently over 10,000 students benefiting from this policy in Arizona, and tens of thousands more waiting to benefit. For too long, American children have been forced into a one-size-fits-all education regime. We've been successful in taking back some of our school boards, but we still have a long way to go in our fight. Parents need to start thinking longer term about what's best for their children, and elected leaders need to ensure that parents are able to use different types of education that fit best for their children. In Arizona, school choice policies have already been super effective in helping students. So it's no wonder why these policies are so popular, both in Arizona and in other parts of the country, and on both sides of the political aisle. A recent poll even found that 70% of Democrats and 80% of independent voters support school choice initiatives. That's because, regardless of political affiliation, parents all across the country know that they are the best advocates for their children, not woke teachers unions or politicized school boards or even failing public government education systems. So how and why would the school choice opponents challenge this law? Well, in Arizona, they have a procedure called the veto referendum. Basically, what happens is that if there's new law enacted, opponents of that law can gather a certain number of signatures to attempt to block it from being implemented. So in this case, the school choice opponents tried to block the implementation of the historic school choice bill by gathering signatures from citizens across the state. Then, if they had been successful in getting a certain number of valid signatures, the law would have been added to the next general election ballot as a referendum. So for this law, we would have had to wait until November 2024 to make any progress on school choice in Arizona. And the broader picture here is that had the anti-school choice efforts won out, tens of thousands of children would have been delayed in accessing the education of their choice. Arizona families and parents owe a huge thank you to the Decline to Sign campaign and all of the volunteers who educated the public and deterred citizens from signing the petitions to reverse the school choice law. Because of their efforts and all of the school choice advocates across the state, school choice won for a second time in Arizona. School choice policies threaten the regime of big education. They threaten the teachers' unions, school boards, and liberal leaders who have weaponized the education system to achieve their political goals and indoctrinate our children. So this victory is a big defeat for big education and the woke left. And it shows that they won't win in Arizona or anywhere else in the country. The victory in Arizona clearly shows that not only are school choice policies effective in giving the best possible education to our students, but also that these policies are the preference of parents. But our fight in Arizona isn't quite over yet. Arizona Secretary of State Katie Hobbs still needs to verify these signatures before we can declare final victory. If she does not expedite the process to verify signatures, then theoretically, she could unilaterally stall the implementation of the new law by waiting the full 20 business days to review the signatures on the petitions. If she does stall, she will be defying the will of parents and voters, and she will be keeping students trapped in failing government schools. So for those of you in Arizona, make sure you hold Secretary Hobbs accountable for what she does next. And school choice is just one part of our efforts to beat big education. It's an important part, but remember, turning out to school board races is also important. And there are a lot of things your federal representatives can do on the federal level. First, Congress can roll back burdensome federal regulations and make education funds portable. Federal funds should flow to students, not failing school systems. Second, Congress should pass the Academic Partnerships Lead Us to Success, or A+ proposal. This would allow states to opt out of federal programs, meaning that states could control their education dollars and use them for programs and policies that actually help students. It should go without saying that states should have more fiscal autonomy over the education dollars they receive from the federal government so they can use them to implement policies like ESAs. But back to school choice and state policies. Arizona is the gold standard for school choice policies, and other states like Florida are doing a great job working for their students. Want to see where your state ranks on the Heritage Education Freedom Report Card? Go to heritage.org/education report card. As parents and activists, it's important to stay informed on what is happening in your school districts, states, and in Congress when it comes to education policy. Here at Heritage Action, we won't stop fighting for universal school choice, parental rights, and student success. Keep calling your lawmakers, and to keep up with what we're doing here at Heritage Action, head over to saveourschools.com. That's it for another episode of On Air with Heritage Action. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you heard in today's episode, please click the follow button. If you want to receive a text message each time a new episode airs, text podcast to 51776 and you'll never miss an episode. That's podcast to 51776. Hi, it's me again, and we need your help. If you like the insights and activist resources we are providing, please take 1 minute and help us spread the word. Share this episode with friends and family on social media, email, or text. We need everyone's help in the fight to hold Washington accountable. And don't forget, you are also able to subscribe and listen to episodes on your smartphone. Just open up your favorite podcast app and search for On Air with Heritage Action. Click subscribe and download episodes so that you can take them with you on the go. It's the best way to make sure you never miss a thing. Thanks.